Hey everyone, this is Jason from Deck Edge, Affordable Cardboard Gaming, and what I wanted to do is just kind of go over how I store cards in binders, my thought process behind it, and then what I do for current games I'm playing and games that some people might call dead TCGs. So a lot of people had some questions, some storage issues, and so this is my Dex Binder. And so what I do is I store my cards vertically versus horizontally. I use a quad row, best pricing. I'll go over pricing. I think it's important. So you can see by not going left to right, I don't have any carryover. And so what I do is I store numerically from low to high. So you can see, we go from 8 to 9 to 10, and we kind of just keep going. And so I do everything this way, minus equipment, legendaries. In terms of rarity, I do have a legendary on this page where you can see I kind of have 2 empty rows and then sort of plenty of promise ends. I don't have the 2 cards for right here. And then it kind of ends. And then what I do is I do equipment, legendaries. And so the reason this works out so well is, all your 3 of a kinds go down. So everything is always uniform and it looks really great in displaying. And then once you get to the equipment and heroes, you can do the regular cold foil, hero cold foil, and I do this numerically as well. Now this is obviously all jumbled. I don't have a complete set of CRU, but that's how they'll be set up. So if this was unlimited, I would do, the regular and then rainbow foil, and then at the end, all the legendaries would be sort of separated. And then you can do the same process where you can just do legendary, 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 fable. And that way you're always gonna have a uniform binder. You're gonna maximize all of the spaces. You're not gonna have dead space. And you can really help on your cost basis there. And then so what I do in terms of sort of dead games is I actually use a 3-ring binder. Reason being is as long as you're storing it properly, it shouldn't damage the cards. So I find that 70 pages fit really well in here. You have a little bit of extra room on the ring, which is fine. You're not gonna get the damage here. When you turn the pages, you pull up, so it's staying at the top of the ring. And I do 3 cards, Legend of the 5 Rings. The most you can play is 3, so I just have my play sets. You can see I'm missing some cards. And so this holds a ton of cards. I mean, you're talking 70 pages at 18 cards per page. This binder holds 1,260 cards. That's massive. So this is actually a couple, I think this is 2 sets. Again, this is play sets, so you can't fit a ton in here. And what I'm using here is the Ultra Pro Platinum series. Again, this is a dead game, so it's not a lot of value here. It's more, hey, I can grab the binder, I can flip through, I can see the cards I love to play with, or I used to love to play with, don't really play so much anymore. Ultra Pro, their Platinum series, is the highest grade. You can get 100 pages, 20 bucks. I'm gonna use MSRP for everything. It's just an easy, standard base. Obviously you can get it lower, but it'll give you a good idea on like where to start. So the one sort of issue with storing this way is, some people might put them upright. That can put some pressure here and then also down here when this is laying on the surface when it's stored upright. I actually store everything flat. When you close it, just pull the pages over and I store it this way. That way I don't put anything on top of this, so it's not putting extra pressure either on the cover or the cards themselves. But that's kind of how I do it. Slap a card on here for which set it is, so it's easily identifiable. So going back to the binders, there's several different preferences. With COVID, there wasn't a lot of options to be able to get. Everything was sold out, so I kind of landed on Dex. But let's kind of just run through the numbers. So with Dex, there's some options, right? So you got to pay for the binder. I put all my cards in sleeves. You have to pay for sleeves. The advantage with side loading is the card is not exposed to air very well, and the reason that's important is air has humidity. Over time, that can damage cards. So that's why side loading is the best. Again, my Ultra Pro sleeves were top loading. It's a dead game, so not horribly concerned. But again, if you're storing them in a proper environment, it shouldn't really be that much of a concern anyways. So I have 3 levels here. I have Gamegenics, Dex, Ultimate Guard. I think they're all solid options. They have great reviews. So if you store your cards in a quad index, that's going to run you $30 for a 480 card binder. They're all quad rows are 480. And so if you wanted to store, say, a play set of every single Fab game that's out there on a quad row, just singles, not like play sets, you're going to need 2 binders. That's 950 cards. It's going to cost you $60. Your cost basis is 14 cents per card. If you want to do a Gamegenics Prime 18, that's the brand. They're $23 a piece. You're going to need 3 of them. You'll have a little bit of extra. That's going to cost you $69. Now, if you want to do play sets of every single set for Fab, that's about 2,600 cards. That's going to run you $180 for the Prime 24 or $184 for the Prime 18. Your cost basis is still 14 cents. And the reason I come up with 14 cents is it's the binder plus the sleeve, assuming you pay $8 for 100 sleeves. If you remove the sleeves out of the scenario, you're at 6 cents per card, or they're 6.3 cents per card and 6.4 cents. So it's not a huge change in cost difference between the quad row or your typical 18 card pages. However, when you're looking at lots and lots of sets, it really adds up. Next would be Dex, which is this binder. Again, MSRP $33, so your cost basis is 6.9 cents per card. You're gonna need 6 binders again, so that's gonna run you $198 if you want play sets. For the binder 12, it's gonna run you $224 if you run the 9 binder. And then if you just do the singles, it'll be $66 and $84. Again, your cost basis is going to be 15 or 16 cents if you sleeve up your cards. The last option would be Ultimate Guard. They have the quad row. They don't actually do an 18 page. That's not zip, so the zip option is $35 versus $42. Again, if you're going to do a play set, that'll be $252 for the quad or $280 for the zip. So you can kind of see how, as you're getting in the more expensive binders, the difference between going quad or just the 3 really adds up. If you just do the singles, again, you're just gonna need 2 or 3 binders. That's gonna run you $84 or $105, and that's 17 or 18 cents per card if you're including the sleeves. If you don't include the sleeves, that's 8 cents and 9 cents. So Gamegenics cost per card, 6 cents. Dex, it's about 6.9, and then Ultimate Guard is about 8.8 cents if you're going quad row. Now, if you go to the binder, again, this is why I recommend binders. If you're going to store cards that you don't use often, and you just want to be able to have something you can open up, really look and appreciate your cards. The binder, this is the Ultra Pro Collector Binder. Just with the blank cover, this is going to run you $10 MSRP. That's less than a penny per card, slightly. Now the pages, the platinum, you get 100 pages. That's $20. So if you want a play set, that's going to run you $30 for 3 binders. Again, I'm doing about 1,000 cards per binder. Actually, my math might be a little off on that. I'll correct it post-edit. The pages is going to run you, you're going to need 2 of those, so that's going to run you $42 because they're about 21 bucks for 100. So that's going to be $42. So combine that together, you're looking at about 72 bucks compared to 180 for the Gamegenics, 198 for Dex, or 252 for Ultimate Guard, all quad row. So your cost basis per card, if it's in a sleeve, and these actually are not in sleeves, it's going to run you 10 cents. If you're doing no sleeves, you're like 1.2 cents, 1.1 cents per card to store it. So this is why I think it's a great option. You can still view your cards in your collection, and it's relatively inexpensive to store. Hope this helped you guys out, storing either in a quad row or sort of an older collection. I do think the overall winner is storage boxes, and I can do a quick video on that as well. Other than that, have a great day. Cheers.